The spaceship rumbled as it entered the atmosphere of planet Zareth. Kate woke up in her small cabin feeling dizzy. She had been asleep for 6 months during the journey from Earth. When she looked out of the window, she saw a purple sky with 3 moons. Kate Morgan was not here by choice. She was 25 years old with long brown hair and green eyes. Back on Earth, she had been a botanist studying rare plants. Her life changed when the Zarithians came to Earth 5 years ago. They were tall, blue-skinned aliens with 4 arms and silver eyes. They offered humans advanced technology in exchange for help with their dying planet. Kate remembered the day when officials knocked on her door. They told her she had been selected for the marriage. Program humans with special skills were being matched with Zarithian royalty to strengthen relations between the 2 species. Kate had screamed and cried, but it made no difference. The treaty had been signed by world leaders. Her name was on the list. She was going to marry Princess Zalia, the youngest daughter of the Zarithian emperor. The ship landed with a thud. Kate put on the ceremonial dress they had given her. It was made of a strange fabric that changed colors with her mood. Right now, it was dark gray, showing her fear and sadness. A tall female Zarithian named Vrela entered the room. "It is time, human. The royal family is waiting. Follow me and do not speak unless spoken to," Vrela said. Kate followed Vrela through long hallways with crystal walls that seemed to sing. When they walked past, the palace was enormous and filled with strange plants and creatures. Kate would have been fascinated as a botanist if she wasn't so terrified. The throne room was filled with hundreds of Zarithians, all staring at her. The emperor sat on a floating throne. He had 6 arms instead of 4, showing his royal status. Next to him sat his 3 daughters. The oldest 2 looked at Kate with disgust, but the youngest one, Princess Zalia, kept her eyes down. "Approach, human." The emperor boomed. Kate walked forward, trying not to trip. Her dress had turned a mixture of gray and red, showing fear and anger. "This is the specimen from Earth with knowledge of plant life. Her genetic makeup is compatible. With my youngest daughter, the marriage will take place tomorrow," the emperor announced. Kate wanted to scream that she was not a specimen, but she kept quiet. She knew that one wrong move could cause problems for Earth. The treaty was too important. That night, Kate was taken to luxurious rooms, but she felt like a prisoner. She tried to sleep but couldn't. Then she heard a soft knock on her door. When she opened it, Princess Zalia stood there alone without guards. "May I enter, please?" the princess asked, in perfect English. Her voice was musical and soft. Kate nodded, surprised. The princess glided into the room. Her skin was a lighter blue than the others, and she had only 2 of her 4 arms visible. The other 2 were hidden under her flowing dress. "I'm sorry about this," Zalia said. "I did not want this arrangement either." Kate was shocked. "You didn't want it, but your father. My father does what is best for Zareth, but he does not ask what we want. I am the youngest, so I have no choice. The oldest gets to rule. The middle one gets to explore space. I get to marry a stranger," Zalia explained. For the first time, Kate really looked at the princess. She was beautiful in an alien way. Her silver eyes had flecks of gold in them, and her movements were graceful. "Why do you need humans anyway? Your technology is far beyond ours," Kate asked. Zalia sat down on a chair that adjusted to her form. "Our planet is dying. Our plants no longer grow. Our scientists cannot solve it. We need humans who understand how to adapt plants to harsh conditions. That is why your skills are valuable. That is why my father chose you specifically." Kate realized that this wasn't just a political marriage. She was actually needed here. "So I'm not just a bride, I'm here to work." "Yes, if you agree. We cannot force you to help us, only to marry me." "The treaty says so," Zalia explained. "But without help, our planet will become uninhabitable within 50 years. Kate felt her anger fading, replaced by curiosity. "Can I see your plants?" Zalia's eyes lit up, literally glowing in the dim room. "Now, yes, of course, follow me." They snuck through the palace using hidden passages that Zalia knew. Finally, they emerged into an enormous greenhouse. But instead of lush vegetation, there were mostly withered plants. The few that remained healthy were kept in special containers. Kate immediately went into scientist mode, forgetting her situation. She examined the soil, testing its texture. She looked at the irrigation system. She studied the dying plants. Your soil is too acidic, and these plants need more specific nutrients, she told Zalia, who was watching her with hope. I think I can help, but I'll need my equipment from Earth. We have better equipment here I can show you tomorrow after the ceremony, Zalia said. If you truly wish to help us. Kate paused, realizing she was getting distracted. Wait, I still have to marry you tomorrow. Zalia's skin turned a deeper blue, which Kate guessed was their version of blushing. Yes, that cannot change, but perhaps it can be more than just politics. Perhaps we can be friends at least. They stayed in the greenhouse for hours talking. Zalia explained how Zerithian plants used to flourish, how the recent climate changes had affected everything, how her people were starting to go hungry. Kate shared her knowledge of Earth plants that could survive in harsh conditions. She explained how certain species could be modified to grow in different environments. By the time they returned to the palace, the first sun was rising. Kate realized she had spent the entire night talking to Zalia. And strangely, she didn't feel as trapped as before. There was purpose in being here. Maybe she could make a difference. Try to rest before the ceremony, Zalia said as they reached Kate's door. It will be a long day. Will I see you before then? Kate asked, surprising herself with the question. Zalia smiled, a strange gesture with her alien features but somehow beautiful. No. The next time we meet will be at the ceremony. But I am glad we talked, Kate Morgan. I feel less afraid now. As Zalia walked away, Kate noticed her dress had changed color again. It was now a soft blue, with hints of green. What did that mean? Kate wondered. Acceptance, hope, maybe both. The marriage ceremony was held in the grand crystal hall of the palace. Kate wore a new dress, this one white with silver threads woven through it. Her human attendants dressed her while explaining the ceremony. You will walk 7 circles around the princess. Then you will drink from the same cup. Then you will be bonded for life. One attendant named Mila explained. What happens if I refuse? Kate asked. Mila looked shocked. The treaty would be broken. Your planet would lose our protection. Our technology would be taken back. Many would suffer. Kate nodded. She had no real choice. She would go through with this for Earth if nothing else. When Kate entered the hall, thousands of Zerithians stood watching her. They made a strange humming sound as she walked past. Kate kept her eyes forward. At the center of the hall, Princess Zalia waited. She wore a flowing gown that seemed to be made of liquid silver. Her forearms were adorned with glowing bracelets. Her silver eyes found Kate's and held them. The Emperor stood between them. Today we join 2 worlds, 2 species, 2 futures. The human Kate. Morgan will be joined with my daughter, Princess Zalia. Their union represents hope for both our peoples. Kate walked the 7 circles around Zalia as instructed. With each circle, they moved closer together until on the 7th, they stood face to face. A servant brought forward a crystal cup filled with glowing blue liquid. Drink together, and your minds will know each other. Drink together, and your futures will be one, the Emperor said. Zalia took the cup first, sipping the liquid. Then she handed it to Kate. Their fingers touched briefly. Kate hesitated, then drank. The liquid was sweet and made her feel warm all over. She handed the cup back. Suddenly, she felt a strange sensation like someone else was in her head. She could feel Zalia's presence, her thoughts, her emotions. The bond is formed. They are now joined as one, the Emperor announced. The crowd erupted in a musical cheer. Kate stood dazed. She could feel Zalia's nervousness, her hope, her kindness. The princess smiled at her, and Kate felt herself smiling back. The celebration lasted all day. Kate was introduced to countless Zerithian nobles. She couldn't remember all their names, but she tried to be polite. Zalia stayed by her side, explaining customs, translating when needed. By evening, Kate was exhausted. Can we leave now? She asked Zalia. Through their new mental bond, Zalia nodded. Yes, we can go to our chambers, Kate thought with sudden panic. She hadn't considered the sleeping arrangements. Sensing her worry, Zalia sent a calming thought. We have separate rooms connected by a common area. Do not worry. Their chambers were at the top of the palace's tallest tower. The rooms were beautiful with views of all three moons. A large living area connected two bedroom suites. Kate was relieved to see her things had been unpacked in one of them. Tomorrow I will show you the royal laboratories, Zalia said. You can begin your work if you wish. Thank you, Kate said, for being kind about all this. Zalia tilted her head. I understand what it means to have choices taken away. I will always try to give you as many choices as I can within our situation. That night Kate slept better than she expected. The next morning Zalia took her to the Royal Science Complex. It was enormous with hundreds of Zerithian scientists working on various projects. This is Drax, our head botanist. Zalia introduced an older Zerithian with pale blue skin. He will help you with anything you need. Drax bowed. We are honored to work with you, Kate Morgan. Your earth techniques may save our crops. Kate spent the day learning about Zerithian plants. Their biology was fascinating. Similar to earth plants, in some ways completely different in others, they used the three suns of the planet in unique ways, but they were dying unable to adapt to the changing soil conditions. The problem began 20 years ago, Drax explained. Our largest volcano erupted, changing the chemical makeup of our soil. Plants started dying. Crops failed. We tried everything. Can I see soil samples from before the eruption? Kate asked. Drax looked surprised. We have some in storage, Kate compared, the old and new soil. The differences were subtle but important. The new soil lacked certain minerals and had too much of others. On Earth we had similar problems after volcanic eruptions. Kate explained. We developed special fungi that can help restore soil balance. I think I can create something similar for Zareth. For weeks Kate worked in the labs. She studied Zerithian fungi and bacteria. She created test plots with different treatments. She worked long hours, often forgetting to eat. Zalia would bring her meals sitting with her while she worked. Through their bond, Kate could feel the princess's genuine interest in her work. One night as they walked back to their chambers, Zalia asked, Are you still unhappy here? Kate thought about it. Not unhappy exactly. I miss Earth and my family. But the work is fascinating and you've been kind. Our bond lets me feel your emotions, but I cannot always interpret them correctly, Zalia admitted. Humans feel things differently than Zerithians. How do Zerithians feel about arranged marriages? Kate asked. Is this normal for you? All royal marriages are arranged, Zalia explained. We marry for political advantage or for specific genetic traits, but we can choose companions for love if we wish, after marriage duties are fulfilled. So this isn't really a marriage like humans think of it, Kate said, feeling strangely disappointed. It is, and it is not, Zalia said. The bond we share is real. The mental connection will always be there, but what grows between us is our choice. My people believe true connections form over time, not in an instant. Kate nodded. On Earth, some cultures have arranged marriages too, and sometimes love grows from them. They reached their chambers and stood on the balcony looking at the three moons. Kate realized she was starting to find beauty in this alien world. Through their bond, she felt Zalia's contentment and something else, something warm and growing. I am glad it was you who came to Zareth, Zalia said softly, her forearms moving in a graceful pattern that Kate had learned was a sign of affection. I'm starting to be glad too, Kate admitted, and she meant it. 3 months passed. Kate's work in the laboratories was showing promise. She had developed a special fungus that could restore balance to Zerithian soil. It was being tested in small plots around the palace. The results were encouraging. Plants were growing stronger and healthier. Kate's relationship with Zalia had also grown. The mental bond they shared had deepened. They could now communicate across great distances. They spent most evenings together, Zalia teaching Kate about Zerithian culture, Kate telling stories of Earth. They had become friends. Maybe something more, though neither spoke of it. One morning, Kate was working in the test garden when she felt panic through her bond with Zalia. Something was wrong. "Kate, come quickly," Zalia's mental voice called. "The eastern farms. They're burning." Kate rushed to meet Zalia at the transport bay. The princess was organizing emergency teams. "What happened?" Kate asked. "Lightning storm. The fields caught fire. The experimental crops we planted are all gone." Zalia explained, her four hands moving quickly as she gave orders. They flew to the eastern region in a fast transport ship. From the air, Kate could see the damage. Several square miles of farmland were charred. Black Zarithian farmers stood looking at their ruined crops. "This is devastating." Drax said he had come with them. Those farmers were counting on those crops. Kate felt the despair around her. Through her bond with Zalia, she could feel the princess's sorrow and worry. "Can replant," Kate said. "The fungal treatment was working. The soil is better now, we just need more seeds. We used most of our seed reserve on these fields." Drax explained. "And the growing season is almost over if we don't plant within 10 days. We will miss the alignment of the three suns." Kate thought hard. "What about the royal seed bank Zalia mentioned? It has samples of all Zarithian plants. Those are just samples. Not enough to plant fields this large," Drax said. "But what if we could multiply them quickly?" Kate suggested. "On Earth, we have techniques to rapidly grow seeds in laboratory conditions." Hope flashed through her bond with Zalia. "Can you do this, Kate?" "I can try, but I'll need help. Lots of help." Zalia took charge. "You will have every scientist in the royal complex. Every resource you need, tell us what to do." For the next 7 days, Kate barely slept. She set up growth chambers with special lights and nutrients. She taught Zarithian scientists Earth techniques for seed germination. She modified the processes to work with alien plants. Every seed was precious. They couldn't afford mistakes. On the 8th day, Kate stood looking at thousands of seedlings growing in the royal laboratories. They weren't enough yet, but they were close. Suddenly, she felt Zalia's presence behind her. "You should rest," the princess said. "You have not slept in days." "I can't. We're so close," Kate said, her voice tired. Zalia put 2 of her 4 hands on Kate's shoulders. "If you collapse from exhaustion, you cannot help anyone. Let me take you back to our chambers. You can sleep for a few hours." Kate reluctantly agreed. When they reached their chambers, she was too tired to walk to her bedroom. Zalia helped her to a couch. Kate fell asleep immediately. She dreamed of green fields and blue skies, a mixture of Earth and Zareth. When she woke, Zalia was sitting nearby watching her. "How long did I sleep?" Kate asked, sitting up quickly. 6 hours. The seedlings have continued growing. They are ready for transplant. Kate jumped up. "We need to get them to the fields now." The next day was a blur of activity. Hundreds of Zarithians worked together to plant the new seedlings in the prepared fields. Kate supervised, making sure the fungal treatment was applied correctly to each plant. By sunset, the fields were replanted. "Now we wait," Drax said. "If your Earth methods work, these plants should grow twice as fast as normal." "They will work," Zalia said with confidence. "Kate has never failed us." Through their bond, Kate felt Zalia's pride and something deeper, something that made her heart beat faster. She pushed the feeling aside, focusing on the work. 2 weeks later, the fields were green with new growth. The plants were growing, even faster than Kate had predicted. The farmers were overjoyed. The emperor himself came to see the miracle. "You have saved these people from hunger," he told Kate. "Zareth owes you a debt." "I'm just doing my job," Kate said. "No," the emperor said. "You are doing much more. You are changing how we think. You are showing us new ways. You are giving us hope. And I see how you have changed my daughter, too." Kate looked at Zalia, who was talking with some of the farmers. The princess was laughing her 4 arms moving expressively. Through their bond, Kate could feel her happiness. "She has changed me, too," Kate admitted. The Emperor studied her. The bond between you is strong, stronger than most I have seen even between Zerithians. Is that unusual? Kate asked. I did not expect such compatibility between our species. I arranged this marriage for political reasons and for your scientific skills I did not expect. He paused. A true union. That evening, as they returned to the palace, Kate and Zalia walked in the royal gardens. The plants there were thriving thanks to Kate's treatments. My father spoke with you today. Zalia said. What did he say? He talked about our bond, how it's stronger than he expected. Zalia stopped walking. Does that trouble you? Kate looked at the princess. In the light of the 3 moons, her blue skin glowed softly. Her silver eyes caught the light. Her forearms were relaxed at her sides. Kate realized how familiar this alien being had become to her. How important? No, Kate said. It doesn't trouble me. It confuses me a little. I never expected to feel so connected to someone so understood. Through their bond, she felt Zalia's emotions a mix of joy, relief, and longing. Among my people, Zalia said softly, such a bond is rare. Even in arranged marriages, most connections are practical, not like ours. What is ours like? Kate asked, her heart pounding. Instead of answering with words, Zalia opened their bond fully, letting Kate feel everything. The princess's admiration, her respect, her joy in Kate's company, and deeper currents of affection, devotion, love. Kate gasped, overwhelmed. She instinctively opened her own feelings in return, letting Zalia feel her confusion giving way to clarity, her growing affection, her moments of unexpected happiness. Her dreams where Zareth and Zalia featured more than Earth. They stood there silently communicating through emotions and images. Neither needed words, their bond spoke for them. 6 months after the wedding, Kate had fully settled into life on Zareth. She had her own team of scientists now working to restore plant life across the planet. Her methods were being taught in Zerithian schools. Her fungal treatment had saved 3 major crop cycles. The people were calling her a hero. Her relationship with Zalia had deepened too. They now shared the same bedroom. Their bond had grown so strong, they could communicate across the planet without effort. They had learned to love each other despite their differences. Perhaps because of them, one morning Kate woke to find Zalia already dressed and looking worried. What's wrong? Kate asked, sitting up. My father wishes to see us, both of us. It seems urgent. They hurried to the Emperor's private chambers. He was standing at a window looking out at the city. His 6 arms were clasped behind his back, a sign of deep thought. Father, Zalia said, we are here. The Emperor turned. A message came from Earth during the night. Their leaders wish Kate Morgan to return. Kate felt her heart stop. Return why? They claim they need your expertise for their own agricultural crisis. They say it was always part of the agreement that you would return after 1 year to share what you've learned. Kate looked at Zalia in shock. Through their bond, she felt the princess's sudden fear and pain. I don't remember that part of the treaty, Kate said. It was there in small text, the Emperor admitted. I had hoped they would forget or change their minds given your success here. When must I go? Kate asked, her voice hollow. Their ship arrives in 3 days. 3 days. The words fell like stones. Kate felt Zalia's emotions swirling, panic, grief, determination. I will go with her. Zalia announced. The Emperor looked surprised. You cannot. The heir must remain on Zareth and your sister is off-planet. You are next in the royal line until she returns. Then I will not go, Kate said firmly. My work is here. My life is here. She reached for Zalia's, and my heart is here. The Emperor's expression softened. I understand your feelings, but this could cause a diplomatic crisis. Earth might withdraw their support, their technology. If you refuse to return even for a short time, they could see it as a breach of trust. Kate knew he was right. Earth and Zareth needed each other. The alliance was too important. But how could she leave even temporarily? How long would I need to stay on Earth? She asked. The treaty specifies 6 months, the Emperor said, then you may return. 6 months, half a year. It seemed like forever. Kate looked at Zalia. Through their bond, she felt the princess's struggle between royal duty and personal desire. We will find a way, Zalia said both out loud and through their bond. Our connection cannot be broken by distance. The next 3 days were a blur. Kate prepared her research notes for Earth scientists. She trained her team to continue her work. She and Zalia spent every possible moment together, memorizing each other. The night before Kate was to leave, they stood on their balcony looking at the 3 moons. I will feel them with you, Zalia said, pointing to the moons. Every night I will look at them and send my thoughts to you. Will our bond work across space? Kate asked. Across so many light years. I don't know, Zalia admitted. No Zerithian has ever bonded with a human before. No one knows the limits, but I will try every day to reach you. They held each other, all 4 of Zalia's arms wrapped around Kate. They didn't sleep that night, just talked and shared memories through their bond. The Earth ship arrived at dawn. Kate stood at the landing pad, her few belongings packed. The Emperor and his court were there for a formal goodbye. Zalia stood straight and royal, her emotions hidden from everyone except Kate. Through their bond, Kate could feel the princess's breaking heart. Kate Morgan of Earth. The Emperor announced, You came to us as a stranger. You leave as family. You have saved. Our crops, our people, our future. Return to us when you can. Zareth will always be your home. Kate bowed, then turned to Zalia. For appearances, they touched hands formally, but through their bond they shared a flood of love and promises. 6 months. Kate whispered, Then I return no matter what. I will count every moment. Zalia replied. Kate boarded the ship. Her dress, which still changed color with her emotions, was deep blue with silver streaks, the colors of love and loyalty on Zareth. As the ship rose into the atmosphere, Kate kept her eyes on the palace where she knew Zalia stood watching. She reached through their bond, sending all her love. To her relief, she felt Zalia's response, even as the ship left the planet's gravity. She could still feel her, still hear her thoughts. The bond remained. The journey back to Earth took 6 months in stasis. Kate slept dreamlessly. When she awoke, the ship was entering Earth's atmosphere. She looked out at the blue and green planet. It looked both familiar and strange now, her home but no longer her only home. Earth had changed in her absence. The agricultural crisis the Emperor mentioned was real. Large areas of cropland had been affected by a new fungus. Nothing seemed to kill it. The Earth. Scientists hoped Kate's experience with Zerithian fungi would help. Kate threw herself into the work, partly because it was important, partly to distract herself from missing Zalia. Every night she would look at Earth's single moon and reach through their bond. Sometimes she felt Zalia clearly, sometimes just a faint echo. The distance was taking its toll. 3 months into her stay on Earth, Kate made a breakthrough. The Zerithian fungal treatment could be modified to combat the Earth fungus. Tests showed promising results. Within weeks, the treatment was being applied to affected areas. You've saved us again, said Dr. Amelia Foster, the head of the agricultural department. First you go to Zareth and save them. Now you come back and save us. You're a hero twice over. I'm just a scientist doing my job, Kate said. Is it true what they say, Amelia asked, that you're actually married to an alien princess? Kate touched the silver bracelet on her wrist, one of the few Zerithian items she had brought. With her, yes I am, and you're going back to her. When your 6 months are up, yes without question, Amelia studied her, you love her. This alien. With all my heart, Kate said simply, she's not alien to me anymore. She's just Zalia, even though you were forced to marry her. Kate smiled. Sometimes the things we don't choose turn out to be exactly what we need. I didn't choose Zalia. But I choose her now, every day. As her time on Earth grew shorter, Kate became more anxious. What if Earth's leaders tried to keep her? What if something happened to prevent her return? What if after 6 months apart, Zalia had changed her mind, but through their bond, faint across the stars, Kate could still feel Zalia's love, her constancy, her waiting. The princess sent the same message every night. I am here, I love you, I wait for you. The day before Kate was scheduled to return to Zareth, she stood in a field of healthy crops watching the sunset on Earth. She had said her goodbyes to family and friends. Some understood her choice, some didn't, but all respected it. As darkness fell, she looked up at the stars. One of them was Zareth's sun, too far to see with the naked eye, but Kate knew exactly where to look. She reached through their bond, sending her thoughts. Across space, I'm coming home, Zalia. Tomorrow I'm coming home, and faintly like a whisper she heard the reply, I am waiting. Beloved, I am waiting. The journey back to Zareth seemed endless. Kate spent the 6 months in stasis dreaming of Zalia. Her mind reached across space, trying to maintain their bond. As the ship approached Zareth, Kate woke feeling both nervous and excited. Would everything be the same? Would Zalia still feel the same? The ship descended through Zareth's purple atmosphere. Kate looked out at the landscape below. It looked different, greener, more alive. Her work had continued in her absence. When the ship landed, Kate saw a crowd waiting, a royal welcome. The emperor stood with his court. But Kate only had eyes for one figure. Zalia stood apart from the others, her blue skin glowing with health, her silver eyes searching the ship windows, her 4 arms moving in patterns of nervous excitement. The moment Kate stepped onto Zarithian soil, she felt their bond snap back into full strength. Zalia's emotions flooded her joy-relief love. Without caring about protocol, Kate ran to her. Zalia met her halfway, all 4 arms wrapping around her. You came back, Zalia whispered. I promised I would. Kate said, wild horses couldn't have kept me away. Zalia looked confused. Wild horses, Kate laughed. Earth expression. It means nothing could have stopped me. The Emperor approached, clearing his throat. Welcome back, Kate Morgan. Zareth has missed you. Thank you, Your Highness. I've missed Zareth too. Kate bowed, then turned back to Zalia. But mostly I've missed your daughter. The formal welcome lasted hours. Kate was patient, accepting greetings from nobles and scientists. All she wanted was to be alone with Zalia. Through their bond, she could feel the princess felt the same. Finally, they were allowed to return to their chambers. The moment the door closed behind them, Zalia pulled. Kate closed 6 months, 14 days, and 7 hours. That's how long you were gone. I counted every moment. Kate held her tightly. I felt you every night I reached for you. Sometimes I could feel you clearly. Sometimes just barely. But I always knew you were there waiting. They spent the night catching up. Zalia told Kate about the progress on Zareth, how the restoration projects had continued, how the people spoke of Kate with reverence, how she had never doubted Kate would return. Kate told Zalia about Earth, how it had changed, how she had helped solve their crisis, how she had missed Zareth's 3 moons, how she had explained to everyone that her home was now on another planet with a blue-skinned princess. Did they understand? Zalia asked. Some. Did some thought I was crazy, but it doesn't matter. What matters is I'm here now and I'm not leaving again. The next morning, Kate went to see her laboratories. They had been kept exactly as she left them. Her team had continued her work, expanding it in new directions. Kate was proud of them. We've restored 40% of the damaged farmland. Drax explained. Your fungal treatment works better than we hoped, and we've started applying it to wild areas too. The forests are returning. Show me everything, Kate said, excited. For the next few weeks, Kate immersed herself in work again. But this time with a difference. She made sure to spend evenings with Zalia. They explored the capital city together. They visited farms to see the progress. They spent quiet nights on their balcony watching the three moons. 3 months after Kate's return, the Emperor summoned them again. "I have news," he said. "Your sister is returning, Zalia. She will take her place in the royal line again." Zalia looked surprised. "Vela is coming home after 10 years exploring space?" "Yes, she sends word she has had enough of the stars. She wishes to settle on Zareth again." "What does this mean for us?" Kate asked. The Emperor smiled, a rare expression for him. "It means Zalia is no longer required to remain on Zareth for succession purposes. You are both free to go where you wish, do what you wish." Kate and Zalia looked at each other through their bond. They shared the same thought, the same dream. "We wish to travel," Zalia said, "between Earth and Zareth, to be ambassadors of both worlds, to continue Kate's work, but on both planets." "I expected as much," the Emperor said. "I have already ordered a ship prepared for you, one with special modifications for long journeys. It will be yours to command." Kate couldn't believe it. "Our own ship. You have earned it, both of you. Your work has saved 2 worlds. Your union has brought them closer together." 2 weeks later, they stood before their ship, a sleek vessel designed for 2 pilots. It had laboratories, living quarters, and a special garden dome where Kate could grow plants during their journeys. "What shall we name it?" Zalia asked. As they prepared for their first trip, Kate thought for a moment. "How about bridge? Because that's what we are. A bridge between worlds." Zalia smiled. "Perfect, like us." As they prepared for takeoff, Kate looked at the planet that had once seemed so alien to her. It was home now, just as Earth was still home. Both planets were part of her now, just as she was part of 2 worlds. "Ready?" Zalia asked, her 4 hands moving over the controls. "Ready." Kate confirmed. The ship rose smoothly into Zareth's purple sky. As they broke through the atmosphere, Kate could see the 3 moons. The same moons she had seen on her first day here. The day her life had changed forever. She reached for Zalia's hand. "I was thinking about the day I arrived. The day we met. I was so angry, so scared, I thought my life was over." "And now?" Zalia asked her, silver eyes reflecting the starlight. "Now I know it was just beginning. Sometimes the thing you fight against the hardest turns out to be the thing you needed most." Through their bond, Kate sent images of their journey together, from reluctant bride to willing partner, from fear to love, from Earth scientist to savior of 2 worlds. It had been an unexpected path, but Kate wouldn't change a single step. Zalia received these thoughts and returned her own. The lonely princess who never expected to find a true partner. The arranged marriage that became a love match, the alien who became her other half. As their ship set course for the stars, Kate Morgan, the woman who had been forced to marry the youngest alien princess, looked at her wife and thought how strange and wonderful life could be. How the worst day of your life could lead to the best. How being taken from everything you know could lead you to where you truly belong. "Where to first?" Zalia asked. "Earth or the new colony on Terrace?" "Wherever. We go together." Kate said, "That's all that matters." The ship accelerated into deep space, carrying 2 beings from different worlds who had found home in each other. Behind them, 3 moons orbited a healing planet. Ahead of them stretched infinite possibilities. And between them, a bond that had crossed stars, survived separation, and grown stronger with every challenge. It had started with force, but it continued by choice, and that made all the difference.